George Utimenka.
Utimenka.
Utimenka sisi ya o. Metonka Utimenka. Utimenka. Sisi ya dia so Utimenka. Utimenka. Utimenka.
Metonka. 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 Ote. Metonka. Utimenka. Because what I realized is previous evening at OTO, like it was repeated. I said, hi.
times inviting United to come and pinch the ball. It's a calculated risk. You know where to take it. It's De Bruyne. Diaz has managed to wander. It's De Bruyne. David De Gea. Have to keep an eye on it.
What a take. It's all about the take here. On the half turn. Allows him the half yard for the shot. Ball gets played into him. Beautiful pass. Watch how he receives it. Onto his left foot. Wide of the target.
Pushing it clear. Fernandes needed to play it early. Rashford still going. Diaz trying to get back at him. Manchester United finally getting a bit of support up to Rashford, but it was a little bit too late. Here's Wan-Bissaka looking for Fernandes, and he's lost out. Now they're in trouble. Bernardo Silva is escaping. United pretty relieved he didn't get that ball right.
It was a good body position from Wan-Bissaka there. Good position.
When Manchester United get it in those areas and they turn it over, they've got to be a little bit quicker about executing the ball forward.
Well, it's just the quality of the pass. They've had a couple of overhit passes on that occasion. Fernandes, the right ball, just didn't hit it hard enough.
Saka coming round the back, and half-hearted claims for handball from everyone apart from Bruno Fernandes.
There's a VAR check on that possible handball.
Well, it does seem to hit Grealish on the hand, and his hand is above his head. If there's contact between the arm and the head, then the referee should be stopping the game and having a look at that.
If we give on ball for this, I'm dropping the mic and I'm going home.
Not the two of us, I'm afraid. His natural movement, his hands, it's natural.
Well, what's he supposed to do?
I know it's above his head, Sam, but it's natural. It's a natural movement because he's defending.
There is going to be a on-field review for a possible penalty. Well, I think this is going to be given, and I think it's going to be given for this reason. The law states that if your hands are in an unnatural position, and that includes outside the natural silhouette of your body, then you will be awarded handball against you even if it's accidental.
Do you know something? You're absolutely right. However, nobody would convince me that that is not his natural movement. That is his natural movement because he's backpedaling and his arm comes up.
Right, this has got... You're correct, absolutely 100%. Whatever the rules say, and whatever... If this is given, this is the most ridiculous decision that's ever been from a handball position point of view.
Paul Tierney has received the instruction from David Coote to have a look at it. He is now watching it. He's going to
cannot give it.
He's giving a penalty.
I find it frankly unbelievable. I really do. The fact that my point is there is nothing Jack Grealish can do about that. He's backpedaling. The natural movement for his arm is to raise it because his momentum, his body momentum, and they're given a penalty.
Howard Webb, who is now in charge of the PGMOL, the body that looks after referees, only wants intervention in incidents where it is a clear breach of the rules. The Manchester United fans think they've been given a lifeline, and they might be right.
Well, whoever looked at that, I'm not sure who's in VAR.
David Coote.
Yeah, he's looked at that and he's never either kicked a ball, watched a game of football, jumped in the air and turned.
It's interesting because there was a contentious VAR call in the Manchester derby in January at Old Trafford, which in the end they accepted they'd got wrong on review. I wonder what they'll say about this one in the future. At this moment in time, Bruno Fernandes has got a big opportunity here. No one has missed a regulation time penalty in the cup final for 13 years. Fernandes has scored 3 from 3 this season. This is a big one. It's Fernandes against Ortega. It's 1-1 in the cup final, and somehow Manchester United are back in it. hopefully been given a helping hand.
Well, in all fairness, you have to say after conceding after 13 seconds, United have got themselves back in the game. They've quietened the Manchester City chances. They've only had that one from the header, and they've kind of plotted away and started to get back in the game, but they've been given an absolute gift.
Well, I think the Manchester United players are unhappy because they feel as if something has come onto the pitch here. But City fans are unhappy with that.
Absolutely, every right to be unhappy with that. The header, he's just turning, it's flicked the top of his fingers, his arm's on the way down. It's never a penalty in the history of penalties. That's a good penalty, though.
Yeah,
it's 1-1.
I think it's worth mentioning. I'm with you totally. I don't think there's anything Grealish can do about it. I just think it's a natural movement of his arm because he's backpedaling to defend. That said, a lot of pressure on Fernandes, massive amount of pressure on him. Really calm head, excellent finish.
There'll be a lot of people that don't agree with the laws of the game, but under the current interpretation, it was obvious to me that was going to be given.
Yeah.
Interestingly, though, I saw a penalty that wasn't given on Wednesday night in the Europa League final, where the contact was more significant than that.
Absolutely. I actually thought that, I didn't think that was a penalty either, but I thought it was probably more of a penalty than that one. And do you know something, what you've said, spot on. Lee and I probably have a bigger problem with the rules than anything else.
Yeah.
Grealish, as City look to immediately respond, and they might just do it. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. Well over the top of the bar.
Having said that, Ali, I still think Mr. VAR, and again I've forgotten his name.
Top of the bar.
Having said that, Ali, I still think Mr. VAR, and again I've forgotten his name.
Easier for United. You know, crumble, but
on the ground all day, actually. There's been kids playing together in blue
into their shell, and for City to totally dominate after that start.
Actually went past a playground where there was one kid on one end of the seesaw wearing a Manchester City kit, and the kid at the other end was wearing a United one.
Hopefully there was no massive weight differential or one. It was just the old cynic in me there. Sorry about that, guy.
Saka snapping into a tackle. Well, no doubt he's made a difference. Remember the mood last year. The vibe around Manchester United has completely changed under Erik ten Hag. He's the gaffer, all right. There is a camaraderie and a cohesiveness about Manchester United that was missing towards the back end of the Rangnick period. It has been effective too. They've won 42 matches this season. And they're back in this one, but they have a corner to defend now.
Well, I think you're right to mention that. I mean, you think about it, United are better than realistic chance of winning 2 cups in the Champions League place. Not a bad season at all.
Still be a decent one if they were to lose this game, winning the cup and getting to where they got to. 2 cups. Excellent.
Short from De Bruyne to Silva, back to De Bruyne, teases it into the 6-yard box, and Casemiro had to be on hand.
It's a ball that really was.
It's always the back marker.
So really, wow, they haven't really got through yet.
No.
City.
No. You know, as you say, it's been a bit of a gamble, the front 4 staying in the line, but up to this point, it's made it very difficult for City.
Ran away. United now slightly emboldened, but Fred maybe a little bit too casual. Luke Shaw helping out. It's been dramatic and dizzying first 38 minutes. Saka allowing that to bounce has let Grealish get onto it. Gundogan, Grealish. And now Stones, look where he's gone. Pulls it back. De Bruyne challenged by Fred. And now Manchester City won the penalty.
No, did brilliant, Fred. Yeah, did really well. Used his body. What a terrific little ball from Grealish to John Stones of all people.
And they lost John Stones there. Manchester City numbering Manchester United in their own penalty area at one stage. Trying to get out. Gundogan shutting the door. Have a good look at that De Bruyne Fred incident. The check is complete. Manchester United got 2 men on the floor. They've had an advantage initially. Now Tierney's taking action. Any suggestion of a penalty here?
Well, he pricks his foot and comes across him, doesn't he? Takes it. He wants to take his ground. Not for me.
No, not fair. See what Fred's trying to do is trying to get in front of his leg and just hold him off, and it puts his leg down, plants it down, and De Bruyne a tiny bit of contact. It's not fair.
Would it be safe to say De Bruyne goes down a split second earlier, he might have a case? Or a stronger case? Not for me, no.
Before half time. This is Luke Shaw. Yes, this ball is ricocheted into the path of Howland. Immediately though, Manchester United are giving the ball away, they scurry back into position.
That's what the fighter, isn't it? That's when United, you think, would be at their most vulnerable when they give the ball away. Makes sense for him to get into a shape ASAP.
It's good behind Stones, and Manchester United have won it back. So many options going forward for Christian Eriksen initially, but Rashford has picked it up and dragged them up the pitch. Rashford still got it, and then it's tucked behind by Diaz, and it's out for a corner.
And men forward, red shirts everywhere on that particular move, and Rashford involved. He just laid it off in midfield, and you could see him looking over his shoulder. Are City high? They normally are. Is the space there to run into?
Manchester United not particularly good from corners. They've scored just 4 goals from them in the Premier League this season. 6 goals in the Europa League and FA Cup. It's an improving record, but it's still not a great one. We need to make the most of situations like this afternoon. It's been a rarity up until now. Here is Varane! What a chance!
Oh, he's got to score. I mean, he has to score. Great flick on. He just put it back where it came from. He doesn't believe it, does he? I just think he lets it hit his foot more than it. Centre half's finish, Lee, is that a bit harsh?
Yeah, when you went must score, I was like,
Well,
you would score,
Well,
but he's not you.
what I'm thinking is, when he gets in that position, I take your point, but he's got to make contact, put it back where it came from across the goal. You're right, centre half finish.
The goal for United was at the end of last season. He's not a regular scorer by any stretch of the imagination, but that was a chance. So just holding off Bernardo Silva, who's wanting more action to be taken.
Yeah, he had a little. Bernardo Silva felt his foul. Watch him on the way down. Watch him kick out. He's had a little slash at him with his left foot there as he goes down. Routinely got a good look at that.
Gives him a wee nice blocks he's run. There you are, well within his rights to do that, Shaw.
That's a yellow card, I think.
I don't think Bernardo Silva's within his rights to do that.
This is the handball again. The head, he turns and flicks the top of his fingers when his arm's on the way down. And that, by the way, is a pressure penalty. Superb.
Yeah, there's a legacy to protect, all right.
So selfish, these United players, aren't they? Imagine if it was you and you got the treble and it was your noisy neighbours trying to win it back.
But they all find themselves in like that.
I love the fact that Ten Hag was trying to convince us it was nothing to do with that. That's the part I enjoyed listening to pre-match.
Minutes ago before the break, Manchester United will crept and edge their way back into the game after a stunning start from City. 4 minutes of added time at the end of this first 45, and he's got a little bit more to say. He sort of shrugged away the idea that this was a foregone conclusion. He knew how difficult it was going to be. He's a veteran of these sort of games, and so is he. Dutch Cup winner and League Cup winner, Erik ten Hag.
Was it my imagination or was he a little bit spiky pre-match? Head.
No, I thought it was.
He was a little bit awkward with the answer.
With Gabriel.
to his question.
I thought he was. No, I genuinely did. Mate. Maybe a little bit of nerves as well. I think it's natural. I know I think he's proud and he's been through it all and seen it all and done it all, but he wouldn't be human if he didn't have a lot of nerves before the game.
He had the pleasure of his company in interview situations over the course of the season. I can confirm that he's always a test. So just looking him on the back and shaking his hand and telling him well done.
What's the name, Tom?
Who's been screening that area in front of the defence well. He's done it again. Sancho couldn't get the ball out of his feet. There was a counter-attacking opportunity there.
Not only was there a counter-attacking opportunity, it's been the best opportunity for a counter-attack in the first half. It really has. That was an opportunity missed.
City were in United's half. Rashford wasn't even going to be offside. He was in his own half, running right down the middle of the pitch. Just feel as well during this game, Ali, that Rashford will get 1v1, won't you? He's just threatening that high line.
Sancho. The odd Manchester City. New teams there. Shaw's played that against Bernardo Silva. It's a Manchester United throw-in, stoppage time. Getting the bounce of the ball. Gundogan attempting to clear. bit more pressure from Manchester United right at the end of the first half of the game.
Yeah, Walker nearly get caught there. I know he tried to play it off to win the throw in, but it bounced into a dangerous area in his own penalty area.
Manchester City were the first team to reach the FA Cup final without conceding a goal since Everton in 1966, but they have conceded for the first time in this run. After a penalty from Bruno Fernandes, it's a little bit over-aggressive from Marcus Rashford, the two English men falling out. They're going to go on camp in the next week or so. Jack Grealish is a little bit frustrated by what's happened to him in the first half.
Was it?
Stones.
It was the intent, but he's played well, Wan-Bissaka. He loves a 1v1, we know that. If I was Grealish, Grealish stays out there right on the wing. If I was him, I'd just have a little wander, do a little like John Barnes, just wander in there and say, what are we going to do now? Because that's probably his weakness, Wan-Bissaka, positionally. And if you just test him, you go and stand up against him, he'll tackle you all day long. Give him something else to think about.
The one thing I would say, having watched this first half, I'll be staggered if we don't see Mahrez at some point pretty soon in the second.
Manchester City will finish the first 45 minutes with a set piece from which Kevin De Bruyne will attempt to cultivate one last opportunity. Opportunities have been few and far between. De Bruyne. David De Gea. Half-time. And what a first 45 minutes in the first All-Manchester Cup final. Gundogan scoring the fastest ever goal in an FA Cup final on the 100th anniversary of FA Cup finals here. Jack Grealish aggrieved with the handball call that went against him. Bruno Fernandes gratefully tucking the penalty away. Means there's plenty to get stuck into with Joleon Lescott, Ian Wright and Roy Keane next. Half-time at Wembley. It's Manchester City 1, Manchester United 1.
McDonald's Fun Football sponsors coverage of the Emirates FA Cup on ITV.
Believe it or not, there was a time before I was a national treasure.
One day, you'll be famous. You can turn around and sing.
Get out the way of my limo. I've got a power lunch with Kirsty Allsop at 12. Comedy is back in the building with Changing Ends. Stream free on ITVX.
When you trade in your old phone, you'll get money towards a new iPhone.
Then we do the money dance.
You must have wondered, at least once in your life, what it would be like to fly. To be able to propel with speed from the ground, to soar high in the sky and just glide. To fly is one of the greatest human obsessions. But while most of us are well and truly grounded, there are a rare few due to either brilliance or imagination, who will always fly better than others. Don't just fly, fly better.
A war is coming. You've never faced anything like this.
It's the fourth quarter. We got about 10 seconds left on the clock. And you got the ball. What do we do?
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts in cinemas Thursday.
Gillette Labs. New Neon Night Edition. A razor unlike any other. With a unique exfoliating bar that clears the skin before the blades. For an efficient cutting action and exceptional comfort. Enjoy effortless shaving and exfoliation in one stroke. Put your best face forward. With new Gillette Labs Neon Night Edition. The ultimate shave or your money back.
Ali?
No one makes a show off, mate.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Robinsons. Get thirsty.
Excited?
McDonald's Fun Football sponsors coverage of the Emirates FA Cup on ITV.
1-1 at half-time in the first ever Manchester Cup final. Gundogan with the quickest cup final goal of all time, 13 seconds. That was a moment of history, followed by a moment of huge controversy. Handball against Jack Grealish. Bruno Fernandes, the United captain, equalising from the spot. 1-1 at the break. In the last 10 minutes after the equaliser, a very different game. We'll get to the penalty and the decision in a second, but let's have a look at the quickest cup final goal of all time in 13 seconds. We'll talk about the defensive weaknesses in a second, Ian, but Gundogan has been City's best player, arguably, the last 2 or 3 months.
Yes.
And it's fantastic technique.
Well, you know that
Haaland's involved, De Bruyne is involved, then Gundogan's involved.
But then that's what Gundogan does. He goes in, but like this is, you can see this is something that's set up. Look where Haaland starts. He's got to attack the ball there, better than Lindelof, but that's great technique. First 13 seconds of the game. First, you're hoping to get an opportunity where you might be able to get a shot like that. But if you do, then that's what you want to do. You want to make sure you do the best you can with it.
Just defensively, a brilliant strike, brilliant goal from City, but defensively, I think United, they've not switched on. I'd be really critical of the three midfielders, Casemiro, Fred, Eriksen. I think all in the wrong positions, and they've all made the wrong decisions. 10, 12 seconds into a game, not good enough from experienced players. Really switched off, really poor defensive from United.
Look, you look at Lindelof there, what should he have done better?
He could have let the ball bounce and kind of let it go past him because there was no runners, but it's so early into the game, you just want to do the right thing, and that's just kind of clear your lines, but obviously it's fell to Gundogan. And there's more errors in the midfield, as we'll touched on there. Casemiro going across Fred. I just think there's so much eagerness to win the ball, and he hasn't won the ball, and then obviously he's cost his team.
OK, Manchester United have got back into it. I'm going to sub the law down, but I think it's really significant, this. I think everybody at home knows that if you make yourself unnaturally bigger and it hits your hand, It is likely modern-day penalty as the vernacular. But this is the important bit. A player is considered to have made his body unnaturally bigger when the position of their hand arm is not a consequence of the player's body movement for that action. Well, surely his arm being up there when he's running backwards,
Look, he's jumped now.
is
So
a
his
consequence.
his arms come up now. That's just natural. Natural his arm to go into that position. Like, I think what you said there about modern day penalties is right. That's the penalties that they give now.
It's still very harsh. I think
very
the movements that he's making in regards to moving backwards and jumping, his arm isn't in an unnatural position, and his eyes are closed. So if he's able to recognise that, then that's a skill.
He still has to score the penalty, and he does it very, very coolly. Brilliant. I think it's a penalty all day long. And if anyone's
You really do?
Yeah. And if anyone's any doubt about Lee Dixon, just to let you know he's a City fan. He's got really upset up there.
What about proximity, though? I mean, they're almost as close as you. No, proximity is really significant, though, on awarding a penalty.
They've got a referee, obviously they've discussed it, they've looked at it.
So they don't care about proximity as well, because like I'm not sure what Jack Grealish could have done in that instant, apart from trying to.
Well, there seems to be two things. One is the argument is that his arm is up there is a result of his natural body movement because he's running backwards, and two, that he's so close. Proximity quite often actually means they're not given because he's got no chance of being that close to getting out of the way.
Well, I think he does.
Do you think he knows what he's doing?
No, I don't think he knows what he's doing, but I think he can bring his arms just a touch down. I know you have to kind of leap and use your arms, of course, not stupid, but his last bit, that movement, I think he does raise it up.
It's changed the tone of the game, hasn't it?
I don't think he raises it. Sorry.
No, I mean, well, listen, we could argue this all day. It's been given.
It's brilliant for the game. I think there's tension. City never took advantage. We think they're 1-0 up. Well, United a long way back from. United hung in there. Not anything brilliant from United. Obviously, a little bit of luck with the penalty. They've grind their way back into it. Set up a brilliant second half. United very much in this game.
City seemed a little bit stunned by it, didn't they? What they perceived to be the injustice of it. They seemed a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was it. That's the case, the injustice of it. And when you're playing in a final, then decisions can be taken away. Not for good play in regards to Man United, but anything can happen now in the second half.
And so we always said throughout the season, you need a bit of luck. You need a bit of luck. United have had that little bit today.
They had it against Fulham, they had it against West Ham, and then you have to say they've had it then. You kind of saw with City once they scored, kind of losing a little bit their fluidity up front. So it's going to be, like Roy said, it's going to be an interesting second half.
Absolutely, they had a little bit of luck to equalise against City at Old Trafford in the league as well. Anyway, it's beautifully set up for the second half. 1-1. Both captains have scored, and after an early goal, you could see the experience of Varane and Casemiro. Stay calm, long way to go. And in the sunshine, Manchester United very much back in it. Second half to come.
McDonald's Fun Football sponsors coverage of the Emirates FA Cup on ITV.
So you're saying you could travel back in time? I could save my parents. You changed the past, and you changed the future. You are? Yeah, I'm Batman.
The Flash in cinemas June 14th.
Yeah, why not? Should we do Friday? Afternoon, absolutely.
Slow Wi-Fi zones getting in your way. Hemming you in. Don't worry. New Vodafone Pro 2 broadband has the UK's fastest Wi-Fi technology throughout the home. So you can stream, surf and game at speed. Switch to new Vodafone Pro 2 broadband.
Your bestie, but are they McNugget worthy?
So delicious.
Be your own boss. Boss Bottled by Funk, the new intensity.
Yes, well, we say we come for the breakfast, but really we come for a good old natter, don't we? I come for the breakfast.
2 full breakfasts and hot drinks for just £10. Morrison's the shop at Morrison's.
You must have wondered, at least once in your life, what it would be like to fly. To be able to propel with speed from the ground, to soar high in the sky and just glide. To fly is one of the greatest human obsessions. But while most of us are well and truly grounded, there are a rare few, due to either brilliance or imagination, who will always fly better than others. Don't just fly, fly better.
3 simple steps.
Yeah.
What, a quote in 30 seconds. Drove to my local branch in 13 minutes. Cash is getting sent to my bank.
Oh, nice.
Just sold my car. Can we buy any car?
Just sold my car. Can we buy any car? Just sold my car. Can we buy any car?
To find out how much your car's worth in 30 seconds, enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
You guys are cops? You guys are robbers? Go. I see this coming back in, Jay.
McDonald's Fan Football sponsors coverage of the Emirates FA Cup on ITV.
A week tomorrow, it's time for Soccer Aid, as a whole host of former players and celebrities go to Old Trafford for the annual match in aid of UNICEF. All the action ITV1 and STV 6:30. And if you missed it this morning on ITV4, head over to ITVX for the first of a new series celebrating the iconic show Saint and Greavesy. A wonderful watch for all fans. Not wonderful at all, absolutely appalling that after Manchester United equalise, you can see a green lighter seems to hit Victor Lindelof in the face, which is dreadful to see. Just pleased that he's able to carry on. That won't be the last that we have heard of that. Roy, when you look at the benches, there's no doubt that Manchester City have more options just to change things up rather than like.
Yeah, that's the biggest worry for United. The game goes on, and obviously if you're looking at maybe possibly extra time, the options for City off the bench, they have got some world-class players. United don't. So that could be a turning point.
I mean, you look at Mahrez, Foden, Alvarez for City. Jack Grealish still talking to the ref. It's gone, Jack. It's been given, but lots of options there for Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, options to change formation and just obviously have a different impact. But yeah, City will have to get the pace again.
You can see Rodri there just saying, listen, let's just get on, let's go again. Like you said, Jack has talked to the referee. He's got to let that go now, because the half time, like you said, it's the right time for him now. They can regroup with the City now and start the match in the first half.
I hear you. Yeah, no, I'm it.
Which I think they are more than capable of doing is catching them, slinging them.
United again, as we said before, one chance now. You've got to
just hang in there. Again, they need to be better. Sancho needs to get hold of it. Rashford needs to do a bit more. But again, we're looking at just 1 or 2 opportunities they need to punish City.
1-1 at the break. What an intriguing first half. Second half on the road. Lee Dixon and Thurston Sam Matthews.
Well, the last time these two met at Wembley, Manchester City won 1-0.
I think the air ball, you don't see. Yeah, it will lag a little because of transmission. So, but we can stop. Okay, right, yeah. You can stop it. I want to just watch the second half. I wasn't going to watch the first half. Yeah. Stop. I think the air ball, to lag. So what you have to do is you have to close the YouTube. Yeah, close it, car. But the penalty was not a penalty, nah. It wasn't a penalty. Yeah, it was not a penalty, but you have to. Remember, United versus how do you call it? United versus Brighton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen Luke Shaw for the penalty for Luke Shaw?
Then I'm not seeing that. Oh. I didn't see that one.
Oh, okay. I wish you could have seen it. He jumped and the ball tipped
his finger.
Yeah, straight penalty. So this one is it was soft, but
it was very soft. No, it was very soft.
If you can't take the Mourinho's penalty, then there's no need to.
Yeah.
There's no need to. I think it's Eriksen. Eriksen should be up. This might be perfect.
Yeah, he's struggling. Eriksen is struggling. Missing passes, misplacing them.
This match this match is not about passing. Tackle when you get run. So what's the time? What's the time at your name? Like the time?
47:13. Yours.
Which
VIP.
Oh, okay.
Yours is.
Mine is 46, so I think I'm right.
It's an end-to-end game. City is possessing, but they are struggling. You can see that they are struggling.
They are not allowing them to play their normal game. Because if you watch United, if you watch how do we call it? If you watch City and Real Madrid, like the way it was intense, and I think both coaches have done a lot of work. So.
Yeah. They're struggling. United can win this game if they take their chances. United can win this game, but Pep, one changes the whole game.
Yeah. VIPleague.tv, right?
Let me send it. VIP will.
In case you want to talk outside, then you can mute your Zoom then.
Assists for Kevin De Bruyne this season. Another chance to deliver from wide areas. Manchester United need to keep their concentration. It's back to Gundogan. And he's done it again! do score all kinds of wonderful goals. There may have been a touch of fortune about it, but it was well crafted from the set piece by Manchester City. They scored early in the first half, and they've scored early in the second, and it's that man again.
Well, it's a training ground move, no doubt about that, and that's where the ball's supposed to go. But Gundogan, a little better ones, he hit one first 13. Watch, it's almost a shinner. He's backing off it, and he just kind of top spins it into the bottom corner. I'm just looking at De Gea. It's gone through a couple of bodies. It's a terrible strike, but he won't mind. Right in the bottom corner. It's got spin on it. He gets a
Then why are you removing your hand?
You've got to look at the goalkeeper there.
It was scruffy. Well, he doesn't hit it properly. The key to the goal was actually Rodri, who blocked Shaw beautifully. You're right, it's a rehearsed move.
It's a goal.
Rodri goes in,
Sorry.
takes Shaw out, blocks Shaw so he can't close Gundogan down.
Why are you removing your hand, man?
It's as simple as that. That's why the goalkeeper is unsighted. Should he do better? I actually think he should, yes. But he is unsighted.
That's a major blow for Manchester United, and it's a major source of relief for Pep Guardiola and his team.
Our team is substandard.
I think there's
Sub. I mean, your game against us was maybe exciting. You guys just took your chances. Didn't play anything.
Rises from the City fans away to our left-hand side. How many important goals is this fella going to get?
United needs to reinforce the team. And oh, that reminds me, Mason Mount.
It's going to be too hard for him.
He has the energy to play, but he's not exciting. He's not there. You need investment to be able to survive.
Important to bring for Manchester City at the end of the season. Those goals against Everton.
That's why we need cash.
You can go back to the games against Aston Villa, where the title appeared to be slipping away until his intervention. Now 2 goals in the first All-Manchester FA Cup final at Wembley. Manchester City's favour.
Are you talking Gundogan into signing another contract, Lee?
Wan-Bissaka on the side of the box. Best of crosses dealt with by Diaz.
These the masters that are so important.
I can't believe this coach good job.
This is not. We spoke to him when we were in Munich, and he was saying that talks are ongoing with Manchester City, but he didn't know whether or not he had the physical condition to keep playing week in, week out in the Premier League. Well, it certainly looks like he has. If you look at how influential he is about tempo, he sets the tempo for City. Him and Rodri a bit further back, but a little bit further up the pitch. He just wanders into those little spaces and pockets and scores goals. But when he gets the ball, he sets everything up. Stones being caught by Fred. He wasn't good for the earlier foul, but he's on the cusp now, I think. Earning him in places in the referee's notebook. This is the challenge.
Free kick for me, surely.
Yeah, free kick.
I just happened to look across and saw Luka bewilderment in your face there. That was all it was. I was just checking.
No, at least we know why. I was just thinking about whether it was a booking or not. That's what I was.
Another goal coming.
I don't think it was a booking.
Oh no, I don't think so. City, I don't know, set pieces. They are dangerous, but I'm not seeing most goals from set pieces.
They did have a last set piece.
When you keep your eye on Haaland, but make sure they use them much for us.
Towards
We are all over.
Taking a big deflection. It's going to be a corner. Got to be careful now, Manchester United, not to let the game slip away. Those City fans are sensing that their team have taken
The team. United, it will take some time. They need to go back. They need to have the realization that they are still behind.
Not there. Yeah, the best we can get is top 4.
Yeah.
For now. Because it has taken Pep almost 6 years or 7 years.
To get here.
So it will take time. Imagine. He started with Ralph as keeper.
Minutes 45
So it takes time.
for the restart. Time for
good players. So I think
of the afternoon. We didn't spot him. Grealish being harassed by Casemiro, and Bissaka's got it now. Sanchez running through the middle. This is Bruno Fernandes. Shaw out wide. Four-to-way mat in the centre here, Manchester United. Sanchez. And a decent
Eriksen don't have pace.
lopsided. And Grealish joins the attack.
Eriksen's looking tired and having to chase Gundogan back into right position. He keeps looking over his shoulder and going, I'll go with him again.
Feature recently, he's only been able to play about 60 minutes ago. He's coming back from his injury. So mistake by Casemiro, wasn't looking in his wing mirrors. And there was a 1m92 long Viking coming from behind as well. Here's Gundogan.
A bit lower, that's 3-1 written all over it. It is unmarked in his favourite position, far post.
Take a look at this goal.
This ball shouldn't. This ball.
How would David De Gea feel about that?
Shouldn't be crossed,
Give you
right?
more of an indication that there was a crowd of bodies that he couldn't quite see through.
Well, when is there never a crowd? There's always bodies in front of you if you goalkeeper from the corner.
It was on his weaker
I
foot.
think he's got to do better.
Yeah.
Weaker foot, and he scored.
I'm surprised that it snuck in past him. And look how many Manchester United
Bruno
bucket hats have
Fernandes.
sad faces underneath them now. There's 83 or more thousand inside Wembley Stadium. They're not going to make a change in the next few minutes. Erik ten Hag and his team. Alejandro Garnacho, just 18 years of age.
Our saviour is coming in, so
to come on and turn the tide.
Who that?
If he was
Garnacho.
able to score, he would be the youngest player to score in the club.
Not today.
that explains how you fall.
If this small boy is your
One
hope.
that will run at you, it would cause a few problems in the City defence.
If this small boy is your only
Sancho
hope,
probably come off. Who hasn't done
United
enough in this game for me. He's not had enough of the ball.
still have
When he
more
has,
to
he
do.
hasn't been positive enough.
We hear it's going to be Eriksen.
Eriksen, is it?
I'm not surprised at that, actually.
No.
You mentioned, when Gundogan took him back into that area, you could actually see Eriksen looking back, praying that there was somebody there to pass him on to rather than get back the other 10, 15 yards.
That's not his type of game. No.
I know within the United team, a player I don't like is Bruno. He's good, but his attitude is poor.
Yeah. That's bad attitude. As a captain, too.
Yeah. I mean, you lose possession, then you act frustrated. Like, oh no. He's very skillful, but
De Bruyne.
he doesn't have a good attitude.
Still Kevin De Bruyne. It's the feet of David De Gea. Block that shot on target. Gundogan. Silva. Now Stones.
Good save.
Past Jack Grealish, but De Bruyne has kept it alive. Was there a push by Jack Grealish? Paul Tierney thinks there was.
Again, you talk about players receiving the ball. It can't be better. On the planet, I think there's a little bit of a nudge here. It can't be better than De Bruyne. But the way he takes the ball there, initially to give himself the angle for that shot, is fantastic. It really is.
Confirmation of that change, Alejandro Garnacho.
So Bruno will be playing on the mid. In the middle, Garnacho left, Sancho right.
In this competition.
Well, you have nothing to lose. You have to
West
open
Ham
up.
United late on.
Yeah, exactly.
Scored a very late winner down at Craven Cottage earlier in the season.
Open up and take the lashes.
You can have an impact, but can he be a game changer in this cup final?
United.
Good position to receive the pass.
We expect him
so it's back to
to
David
do
De
it
Gea.
well. Maybe look out.
Run.
Easy to Stones.
Good player.
Stones again. City looking comfortable. More and more comfortable by the minute.
I mean, they're on fire. That's one thing.
John
City's on
Stones
fire.
just sort of wanders into midfield.
Where
Where
he
he
is
is
now,
now,
he's
he's on the ball.
Playmaker going for goal.
And people say it's just a sudden rise, but you know, it took years. Talking about
Perfect timing.
Okay.
Gets him the 2 yards for his shot, albeit it wasn't the best one.
It's taking years to build Saka too.
I think Stones' slick transition from defence into midfield and his ability passing the ball around from those positions has been one of the features of Manchester City's season, really.
Rashford.
It's on the move. United fans not too happy with Rashford there. Not putting the challenge in at all.
He's lost the supply line as well, hasn't he? He's not been.
Imagine if City changed. Alvarez, Mahrez.
You see the difference? A big disparity.
United, Elanga, McDonald.
Means that it is more central, the role for Fernandes. Garnacho going out to the left and Sancho being more right-sided.
There's a big gap.
This City group is going to be difficult, especially now they've vacated an extra body in midfield, really, although Fernandes will be expected to get in there and help Casemiro and Fred.
It comes with investment. You need
De
money.
Bruyne.
De Bruyne running with Fred, who does well. He's teeing up the pitch a bit. And in fact, which just takes the pressure off for a second. Manchester United haven't really been taking care of the ball in recent times. Long ball for Rashford, but it won't count anyway because the referee's called it back.
Remove Sancho, bring Peristri also.
Rashford, and he just looked a little bit quickly.
That time you throw them, you know.
Will want bearing in mind that they are without key players like Anthony Martial and Anthony and Lisandro Martinez coming into this cup
Or
final.
maybe you can bring well boss. Maybe you can perform a thing today.
I'm not seeing his influencing the team. That was an unnecessary signing.
Ability with his feet, he's displayed that on a number of occasions. Not quite be Edison, but he's pretty competent. He's got the better of Rodri, and now they've turned the ball over. And a chance for a Manchester United attack is thwarted by John Stones.
He's been brilliant so far, Stones. He really has.
United forever.
This is Stones.
The city belongs to Manchester belongs to City.
De Bruyne. There's a nudge it on to Gundogan. Gundogan's probably not quite happy with the delivery from Stones in the first place to the Belgian. It was pretty apparent that there was still a gap between the two. United was 14 points behind City at the end of this season. It was 35 at the end of last.
I mean, Wan-Bissaka's got to give it, and surely to Fernandes' feet early, surely.
The run was there, the grass was in front of him, he just played it down the line.
Bruno Fernandes.
Somebody ahead of you do the work, but he runs into trouble and gives the ball away.
When the fundamentals are weak.
Now Fernandes, now Rashford. It's Marcus Rashford! And there was a bit of panic from the City back line there. That was a real rocket from Rashford.
First strike.
In position and you get your first touch in a shooting spot, you expect him to hit the target, and he just leans back a little bit. Doesn't trouble the goalkeeper, a big chance that.
Yeah. He cuts across it, doesn't he? Forcing the ball to go right. But unfortunately for him, there's just too much height on it.
He said that he should have scored more than the 30 goals that he registered this season for Manchester United. Certainly Erik ten Hag deserves credit for reinvigorating him after what has been a couple of really tough years for Marcus Rashford. He has certainly flourished under the Dutchman. Stones. Never hit that. Attempt to play out over on the far side. Even a quick look at the reaction to the goal again. This is Gundogan not hitting it cleanly, and certainly there's a few City fans enjoying it. There you go, as you were. I think they're mates.
Not at the moment. What were you going to say, Ali?
Can't remember. I knew you were going to ask me that.
You can score.
Lack of faith. They're going to bring Mahrez in very soon.
No problem. We will bring Pelistri.
20 minutes to go in the FA Cup final.
And when they bring Alvarez, you bring who?
Varane, despite the fact that he's nudged it into Gundogan.
They are picking the 50-50 ball.
There's four inside the box to Matt. This is Gundogan on a hat-trick. Trying to square it for Haaland. This is Grealish. This is Haaland. That's a save. And there's Gundogan.
And the offside flag is up to deny him a hat-trick.
Ooh.
That's a lovely little ball from
Is it
Grealish
off?
again.
I afraid so.
Everything's been surrounding him again. You can see he's well offside.
Yes,
Plays it
offside.
Back to Haaland. That had to go in.
You'll be disappointed with that, Haaland, as well, because that's a big
Guardiola,
chance.
why are you
Good
so
save from there.
aggressive?
Probably
Hey.
one of the best goalkeepers ever with his feet.
Just
Best
relax.
goalkeeper saves that he makes, most of them with his feet.
It's difficult to get a hat-trick in the final of the FA Cup. There's quite a few that have tried, and Raheem Sterling came the closest a few years ago for Manchester City against Watford, but he had one of the goals taken off him. The last person to score a hat-trick in 1953, Stan Watson. Here's Garnacho. It's a big chance, and it's only narrowly wide. What an impact that would have been.
Yeah. You can see exactly what he tries
Would
to
have
do.
been
He opens his
massive.
body up and tries to go for the far corner. Don't think it's too far away.
The Nacho.
Well worked again. He's involved in
Like
the
his
build-up.
energy.
Takes a nice touch there. It opens up for him. Yeah, that's unlucky, you know. That is very unlucky.
Tell you what, watch this for an angle. Ortega think this is close, and it is. Not over yet, Sam. It's not over yet.
He said they will head to
It's never
penalties
over until the whistle
penalties
blows.
today. So
That's
let's
the-
wait and see.
That's the prediction.
Yeah.
17 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Rashford finding Fred.
Fred, top.
No team since January has scored 2
Thank
goals
you.
in a game against Manchester City. Here's Fernandes. Fred stretching again. Now Fernandes again. It's going to be a corner.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Gundogan in the way. And there's those Manchester United fans. Still with a bit of hope. Fernandes deep delivery.
Rashford.
This is Luke
Go
Shaw.
cross.
Fred. That's Casemiro. He's back there trying to thwart him.
That was a terrific little cross from the back post area. Really was.
Momentum changes. Utilize it.
We've seen Casemiro previously in earlier games arriving, getting on the end of things with his head.
7 goals this season, Casemiro, who's playing in his 18th Senior Cup final, and he's only ever lost one. Granted, most of those were with Real Madrid. Here he is on the ball again. Fred.
Come on, boys.
This is Sancho's made a good dart. Garnacho is in the penalty area. The ball didn't quite reach Fernandes, which was the intended target.
I'm not sure Fred needed to knock that across first time there. I think he could have taken a
Where
touch.
is Haaland?
However, better from United.
He's been silenced, you know.
Certainly there was a little bit of trepidation
Charlie,
amongst
this
the
is not
City
his
bench
day.
because Pep Guardiola
I mean,
is
he
going to make a change.
struggles. He seems to struggle in the last.
That's an
He
effect
wasn't
on
involved in 2019 in the final. He's going to get off for a first FA Cup final appearance. Casemiro, Garnacho.
Go, Garnacho!
Garnacho, still Garnacho. Fernandes, away again by Walker. Casemiro keeping it alive. There's a handball there. Casemiro thinks there was.
Is it a foul?
I'm not sure about that, but he's made a difference, Garnacho, since he come on. The energy, he's had a couple of little runs. He's committing the defence. That's the difference. So sure it was.
There's an awful lot in that. Neither does he.
I think there appears to be a handball there.
No.
And Casemiro's pleading his case. Here's Phil Foden. On he comes in place of Kevin De Bruyne.
De Bruyne is out. Fred, your job is done.
Now you can play.
Manchester United earlier in the season, back in October in the 6-3 game, which was flattering for Manchester United, really, that was the final scoreline.
But why this change?
I'm surprised.
Young lad from Stockport.
He's thinking about the Champions League.
There's a few local lads out there today.
He can find some space, Phil Foden. You look at the spot he's in, he just kind of wanders around and then he's got that ability to stand still when he's in a good position. He's learned the game.
And Manchester United about to bring on Wout Weghorst.
Your striker is gone.
Similar in that respect, Lee, I think, to Gundogan in terms of
defensive striker.
Maybe today he will prove why they bought him.
Defensive striker.
The whole season I've not seen his.
Sancho out, Rashford on the right.
Maybe some City fans suggested that this was the trophy they were least bothered about. In all
This
honesty,
guy is passionate.
would really be anything more special than winning a cup final against your local rivals. City are 13 minutes away from doing that. John Stones has just taken on some sort of nourishment from Pep Guardiola over on the far touchline.
Energy gel or something like that. We never had them, did we, Ali?
Certainly didn't have them. Would have been on them constantly.
Your energy gel came in a glass, didn't it?
I'd have been taking them intravenously.
Haaland. So here's a change for Manchester United. Oh, no, they're going to continue to play first of all. No, now they are going to pull it back. Here is the change. So Alex Ferguson knows what it's like to be in cup finals and come from behind to win them. Did this team do that? Well, Wout Weghorst's goal record doesn't suggest so. He replaces Jadon Sancho. 2 goals in 30 for Manchester United.
Will come and show why he replaced him
this week that his goal tally wasn't good enough. But he also said at the end of an interview this week, let's save the goal for Saturday. He'll certainly work himself into the ground for the team, that is for sure. He is honoured and privileged to wear the Manchester United shirt.
Well, I can tell you, I was at a game not so long ago when he came on and made a heck of an impact as a substitute. He scored 2 goals. Argentina, wasn't it?
Correct.
We can remember that.
Yellow card for Fred.
Watched that game with Roy. Both of us were astounded at what we saw.
Particularly happy about what he's seen so far. His team were behind in that
Ole
1999
was
final
able to
in
beat City.
Barcelona before coming back in stoppage time to equalise and then win it.
Solskjaer was able to beat City.
You might need a similar level of divine intervention.
That City is different from
Wembley.
today's City.
This is a Manchester City team that have grown used to winning trophies. It's been their bread and butter over the last decade.
City is more matured. They have all the resources they need.
Hunting a 16th major trophy in 13 seasons. Foden. Saka comes back to Foden. He's got options. Grealish was one of them. He's taken the long route. Haaland at the back post. This is Bernardo Silva. And Akanji was a whisker away from finishing it off.
That's brilliant from Foden, isn't it? It really is. First of all, the touch. This one here, he's onside. I think Lindelof plays him onside. That touch is magnificent. First one's blocked. Back onto his left foot. Hangs it up. I wonder if Akanji can go a split second earlier. Maybe.
I tell you, Shaw did well at the far post there with Haaland right behind him. Just got enough on it. Hurry up with these goal kicks. They're going to take as long as they can. City, ref just telling them to hurry up.
Manchester City fans have already burst into song Hey Jude, which is their celebratory anthem. Music and Manchester go hand in hand. Guardiola looked pretty chilled this week when he took in Elton John's tour at the arena. Some of the players, Bernardo Silva and Julian Alvarez, watched Coldplay at the Etihad. The Arctic Monkeys were at Old Trafford last night.
Correct. Which one would you have gone to?
I'd have been with you.
Correct.
I bet you looked good on the dance floor.
Oh. 9 minutes more. You still have to.
I still believe
Goal kick that
we will
was talking
score.
about.
I still believe we will score.
I like that.
Gundogan taking charge of the set piece, short to Bernardo Silva. Gundogan on the scamper, it's a bit too heavy.
Somebody's not very happy with that. That's pet.
It's not, is he?
Manchester United are in the last chance salute now. They're into the final 8 minutes of the cup final. They're going to bring on Scott McTominay as the offside flag goes up against Weghorst. Or Victor Lindelof. Now, McTominay has played at centre-half for Scotland regularly, and he'll probably step in there, but it does give them just a little bit more progression from the back line.
No, 100%. He's a threat. Also, reasonable, certainly a good goal scoring form for Scotland. A couple of goals against Spain that were worth a mention. So
I like the tactical team.
Been out with injury for a while.
Bruyne is not
he
there
was
again,
in
so maybe
really
Fred
good goal
can
scoring
be on
form
road.
just prior to that for club and country. Haaland. Room for Haaland. Still Haaland. Almost the most unorthodox goal he's scored all season.
Oh, the little drag through was brilliant. He just lost
nearly
control of
scored.
it at the end, but he nearly got the
Really?
rebound. Trying to get his shot away, but he hasn't had too many looks at goal, has he? He normally needs one.
you can guarantee he's wishing he hit it first time.
Yeah.
Pogba being harassed by Garnacho. And it's a Manchester United throw. 83,179.
More pressure from United.
First attendance. It's been a day where Manchester has decamped despite travel problems to the capital. Gundogan has scored Manchester City's 2 goals. Rodri. Manchester United did come into the final in good form. Preparation time. They finished their Premier League campaign by winning 4 matches in a row. The first time they've done that in the post-Fergie era. He's getting frustrated. His team came from behind to win a derby in January. They turned it around in 4 second-half minutes. Things can change very quickly. Weghorst. McTominay. Rashford didn't slip it quick enough to Fernandes. Rashford's got it again. Now Garnacho. Rashford. There's lots of support for the City defence. They're desperate to hang on to this. Garnacho. Rashford down inside the penalty area. Garnacho's not stopping.
Get up, get up.
Goal kick.
Brilliant. Rodri, absolutely brilliant. Just looks from a
Get up,
distance
stand
where
up.
needed. Where the defence is a little bit thin, and he just pops up exactly where you need him.
a short forward into Garnacho, who rides the challenge. Rashford's not moving at all well. And that will only increase the tension amongst the United support. Everyone looks nervous. Minutes are ticking away. And there is a treble on the line, further down the line. Won't be clinched today. Manchester City have still got to go to Istanbul and take on Inter next Saturday night. Rashford, Weghorst, is McTominay. Fernandes.
That's what Weghorst gives you, isn't it? Physical presence here.
The platform, Fred, Rashford. He only appears to be half fit at this moment
Go,
in time.
come,
Sure.
no matter what.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Fernandes.
Till the last minute of the game, it's over.
Oh, too much.
Too much.
He just wanted one coming in at that far post, and it leaning back, so he's going to get a bit more power on the cross.
5 minutes at a time.
Well, it's
or
been a busy
10.
afternoon, especially for Ilkay
Let's do
Gundogan.
it.
Yeah, this is at 3 minutes.
Seconds on the clock when he scored.
Nothing
that.
has.
Equaliser came from the spot.
The 3 minutes additional time.
45 seconds into the second half, City were back in front, and that is where they have stayed.
United, after second half, within 5 minutes or you
2.5
concede.
minutes now from the double.
It looked like Gundogan
Lack of concentration.
Every second half.
With the shinner.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be too bothered. And you're right, look at Rashford, can hardly move at this moment in time. Walking with a limp.
And David Gill and Sir Alex Ferguson are all departed in the boardroom with huge influence. And still around the place, but it's Erik ten Hag who calls the shots now.
2 minutes more. Plus extra. So Pep will not make a change. Hey.
No.
Oh, that's a good. That was a pass.
Terrific all season, brilliant. Suffered with injury towards the end, replaces Jack Grealish. Grealish taking the applause of the great gleeful City fans behind the goal.
This man, he learns. He knows that all he needs at the moment is to defend to close the game. He could have brought on Mahrez and Alvarez, but
You want to defend. The worst
Yeah.
United can do is to equalize.
yeah. That's a handball.
Against United.
No, against
my system.
The game. Fernandes. It's handball by Rodri. The referee is allowed play on. He'll bring it.
4 minutes added.
1 minute.
4.
Yeah, yellow card for Rodri as well. Half minutes to go.
Yeah, getting back to what we said.
Last minute. That will be the most painful thing.
Okay, Lee, Ali, brings. Trying to improve the look on. That's quickly. Who's the player of the match?
Go on. Okay.
And then Ortega has a block on it. He's hit the top of the crossbar and it's over. And Manchester United can't believe that that stayed out.
I think Rodri's been very, very good. I think John Stone's been outstanding, but that man.
They're just so unlucky. It just bounces, as you said, right on top of the crossbar. There's so many players in the 6-yard box in the end. Bounces up. It's a good save from Ortega. He gets something on it.
Beckhorst has just gone over towards the far side, joined by Varane, who's gone out and poured out the Manchester United fans to get behind their team for this late corner in the FA Cup final. They need a goal from somewhere. Fernandes needs to come up with a perfect delivery.
No way.
Tension on the benches. Fernandes delivery. It's too high for Weghorst. It's away by City. Luke Shaw trying to keep the Manchester United attack alive. Garnacho. Acceleration, but not enough composure on the ball. Casemiro trying to keep it in. He's not going to be able to.
Do you know something there, guys? The Nacho's first touch was fantastic. The second one, which was the most important one for the cross, wasn't good enough.
What a scramble this was.
Off the top of the bar.
And Rodri does well again.
That's a great point you've made there. He does really well.
Somebody looks like he's just going to head it into an open goal.
And he probably would have if it wasn't for the challenge.
Look at the anguish on his face. He knows that was a big chance. He's been
sorry,
one of the best
United.
players in the world in his position this season.
This
Rodri
is
has come up with a
sorry.
key defensive intervention just at the last moment. It's not quite the annihilation of the derby at the Etihad, but it's going to feel significant for those Manchester City fans and Manchester United fans. I know they've had a good season, but Manchester City might have a great one. They might have an historic one. This will be 2 planks of the treble completed with 1 to go next Saturday, if they can hold on. It may have taken them a bit of time to shrug off the Malays after the World Cup, but they have been on a relentless run since February.
It's over.
Wins in 23 games to clinch a double.
No. We have about extra 1 minute
for the treble.
Can't change anything, my brother.
We go one attack.
Laporte on. Walker off. And there are mere seconds to go before Manchester City win the FA Cup again. Manchester City's most successful manager is about to secure a second FA Cup.
We are playing to 7.
Oh, really?
Done so much for Manchester United, but this is going to end in disappointment.
Almost 1.5.
Oh, no.
There's going to be a party at the City end.
Yeah, it can get to 7.
Looking to put the cherry on the cake.
Good one.
He might just hold it and take it into the corner.
Good one.
And look at the celebration when he wins the corner. He knows that means the job is nearly done.
He's done.
He's won a treble before. He wants another one.
Pep's telling him to take a shot, well, isn't he? Just keep the ball, just kill it. That was information that passed on there. And it probably will be enough.
The treble.
It won't happen.
Nothing can stop us. Lukaku will stop us.
Back of Wan-Bissaka. There will be one wounded half of Manchester.
Lukaku will stop them.
Full of triumph and exaltation.
Lukaku.
The City fans want
Ref, time.
They've played nearly 6 minutes of the 4 that have been added. Casemiro. Rashford hobbling, hopping, can't move. He is the walking wounded. Nacho's not going to chase. Stefan Ortega will kick clear, and that is the end. Manchester City win the FA Cup. They have taken power in Manchester, and now they know that if they beat Inter next week, they will become the second team in history.
This is not Chelsea.
But the treble will not happen. Lukaku will stop them.
Dejection for Manchester United.
Inter.
For Manchester City.
We are playing Catanazzo.
Stop Istanbul. 2 goals from Captain Gundogan have got them over the line.
We meet.
A brilliant football team that more often than not have played some scintillating stuff. And over the course of the season, they are deserving of the double. You can see how much it hurts.
We lost the overall. We lost the game from the bench.
It means.
Yeah, you have to say it's not the best cup final we've ever seen, but the control.
Eriksen should not have been because
City
nobody
on
even
the ball
expected
was telling in the end. United.
The game that we don't have
the game after
control.
that disastrous start. And held their own in that first half, but just that lack of quality on the through ball for Rashford.
We wish you all. We are ready to sell, so no big deal.
And you guys are demanding 85.
And then the second goal.
Of course. We invested. Academy player.
United didn't really do enough after that. But a brilliant.
So without 85, so we need
the blue half of
Manchester
Manchester.
come and buy the
One more
team.
to
They have
go
the money.
next weekend.
Yeah, I think you're right. I
And
think
they buy, they
Look,
can
at the end of the day,
spend
the better team
85 million
who can play
loans.
better deserve to win the game.
Well, we'll meet you guys. All right, Anna.
No, Charlie. Take you all the best. Thanks. I'm heading to.
Incredible start, brilliant.
God. Let's have you all.
Sure.
All the best, bro.
Okay. Bye.
United won.
A 7th FA Cup for Manchester City. That's 16 major trophies in 13 seasons going